Well, there he is.
Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Good, man. Good to see you too. Danny Rocco, aka Des Rocs. My God, does it get more New York than that?
Oh man, I hope not. I don't want to see what that even looks like, to be honest.
No doubt. What are you, like 5 generations deep in New York? What was it like growing up in New York? Was it like an episode of The Sopranos, man?
No, you know what? Kinda, in the sense that like I grew up right outside the city, which is where a lot of that takes place.
Yeah.
Then on the New Jersey side and me on the Long Island side, I would say a lot of my Italian side of the family, it's not like a caricature. It's pretty dead on.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You got a lot of great influences, Des, Bruce Springsteen, Elvis, Hendrix. This Is Our Life. When I first heard it, I went, wow, this almost has kind of a Muse feel to it with the chorus especially. Was Muse also an influence of yours as of late?
Big time, man. I mean, I toured with them in Europe, which was an amazing experience, but I also I really grew up on that band. And I think we draw on similar influences. Like we both want to make big music. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of my Queen influence coming out, and theirs comes out in a very similar way as well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all the success, man. It's kind of a bummer because I saw you right before the pandemic started. What was that? Back in February of 2019?
No, it was 2020. It was
2020.
only a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like 10
And
years.
then we you played here in Reno, and then I saw you in Vegas, and both times just an incredible show. You indicate that the song "This Is Our Life" is about life right now, but I have to ask: was the song written pre-pandemic, or is that really something that was just brand new? Jump in the studio, let's record it, get it out.
Yeah, no, that's like a pandemic track without a
Yeah.
doubt. And I really just wanted to reflect the times that we're living in. I feel like that's my duty as an artist to do stuff like that.
Yeah. You're one of the most energetic and compelling frontmen and guitarist. It's tough to do both of those and do them both very, very well that I've seen in a lot of years. Can you tell me about your most bizarre live show moment, perhaps? Can you think of one?
I can think of many.
Many?
It's just, but without a doubt, the most would be opening for the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready to go backstage in a football stadium. There's 80,000 people out there. I've got
Hearts
my
racing.
heart's
Oh my God.
racing. I'm preparing my whole life for this moment. I got the in-ear monitors,
Yeah.
in my head. And the stage manager runs over to me and he says, "Des, I want to let you know something. That stage that we have, like, if it gets wet at all by any chance, it becomes more slippery than black ice.
Oh,
And it starts to drizzle right as I run out there." And I wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying. I was like, yeah, dude, my intro music is playing. I'm about to run out to 80,000 people. So the band hits and I sprint out there and I take one step on the stage and I go flying in the air. I go parallel to the ground like a cartoon character and fall right on my back. Yeah. And
oh my
that
God.
is by far my most bizarre live moment. Everyone thought it was part of the show. I thought it was like
Yeah.
an act or something. And then I popped back up and my guitar was like totally busted. My tech ran over, gave me a new guitar right away. Yeah, it was a wild one.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay. So tough question,
Mhm.
but you have to narrow it down to one. Who is the best singer, guitarist, front man of all time?
Prince, hands down.
Prince. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great, great, great call. You know,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
th-
even if you don't like the songs, just the talent and the vibe, unreal.
yeah, no doubt. The Purple Rain performance at Super Bowl was mind blowing. The one
Unreal.
that he did with was it Tom Petty? And he comes out at the very end and just tears it up on guitar. That's okay. Great choice. You have great taste. Is your family musical? I mean, did you grow up with mom and dad playing? And
No, not at all. I'm pretty much the black sheep of my family, and I
okay,
think that's, yeah, I've always just kind of wanted to. I'm a third child, so I think I had this like fiercely independent mindset from day one, where everybody was doing one thing and I was the last man on board. I want to do something different.
okay. Now,
Yeah.
are you a sports guy? Because I notice a lot of folks, me included, you're either like you're pretty into sports and you don't know jack about music, or you're really into music and you're not a big sports fan. Are you
Yeah.
Where do you lay?
I don't know much about sports at all, but I do like love all things brand wise of like the Yankees and shit. You know, it's just
Okay,
like
of course.
my hometown thing. Yeah, yeah. But like I'm not at all knowledgeable in that realm.
Okay. Doing a way back rewind. Tell me about your first guitar.
My first guitar was one that I found in my attic. That was my mother's from the 60s.
Okay,
And
so there was some musical lineage with way
yes.
back when.
Yeah, she played it like a little bit and then it went to the attic and she never looked at it again.
Yeah.
And I remember I Googled how to play guitar and what came up was an A chord. So I literally just like the very first noise of guitar to me is just, and that's always in my head forever. Like it rang out and it was like ferocious, man. And just like with distortion, like la na na, like that's just so thrilling to me.
Do you recall what kind of guitar it was?
It was just some no-name classical guitar. And then after that, I got a Les Paul.
Okay. Yeah, I think Montgomery Ward used to make guitars way back in the day. Who the heck knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
And then you got a Les Paul. Like the actual Les Paul. It wasn't like an Epiphone Les Paul. It was like the real deal $1,800 gold top.
It was not the top of the line model, but I worked all summer at a golf course.
Okay.
And I took all the cash I had every day and I put it in an envelope and it was just like my guitar envelope. And then at the end of the summer, I went to Guitar Center and I took all the cash and I bought this guitar. And now
wow.
it was like my
very
private
cool.
collection.
That's awesome. Now, okay, so what do you own now?
Oh man, I've got a whole armada here, man. I've been really into these Japanese Squires from the early 80s. They're crazy.
Okay.
This one, I've got two of them in black and white.
Yeah.
And I'm just obsessed with these guitars, man. I think they're so buttery and underrated. If you can find one on eBay and you playing guitar, go grab one.
Really? The Squires. All right, I'll check that. And the Japanese, not the Mexico made.
No, early 80s Japanese Squires. They were on some next level stuff for like 36 months, and it's insane.
Yeah, most of my collection has been in the Les Paul, the double humbucking. I've got a Paul Reed Smith, and I've got a couple of Schecters in there. But I just purchased my very first Strat, and it's sitting in the other music room. So I finally now have a Strat sound. The only thing that's missing from the arsenal, I think, is a Gibson SG that has a really unique sound to it, and then the Telecaster. Right, a Telecaster has a really unique sound. You can just tell that that's a Tele, right?
Then you've got all your bases covered, dude. I've really got into these also early 80s Japanese Ibanez's that have like Floyd Rhodes on them, and I can just I can maul the notes, man. It feels so good. Every record I have now is just like woo at some point in it, everyone.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so somebody told me you're a pizza maker. Why does Chicago pizza suck so much?
It doesn't suck. Now, I just think to each their own. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's for some people. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade. You like that pizza? Go get it. You want to call it pizza? Go get it.
I have to admit, I enjoyed the one slice of Lou Malnati's Chicago pizza the last time that I visited the Windy City. But New York pizza, I mean, there's just nothing like the thin crust and chewy, and you get to the end of it, and the crust has a certain flavor to it that almost has a beerish kind of flavor. There's just something chewy about it. It's good.
Amen. I couldn't agree more.
Okay, celebrity or not, who is your current secret crush?
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. I saw Helen Mirren at a restaurant about 4 miles away from me about a year ago, just hanging out and having dinner.
She's out in Reno?
No lie. Yep. And unfortunately, the restaurant was a victim of the whole COVID pandemic thing, so they've gone out of business entirely. Great place. So Helen Mirren, wow. Okay.
A 70-year-old actress is my crush.
Yeah. Okay. One final question, and I know you got other stuff going on, and I've got to jump on the air here soon. It's kind of cliche. However, for whatever reason, I've never asked this in any interview I've ever done my entire career.
I did.
And I know you have very unique musical tastes. If you were stranded on a desert island, what 5 albums would you insist on having? That's a big one, right?
Do I have a record player too, or am I just appreciating the artwork?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my collection right now. 5 albums.
Yeah.
I mean, things that I really could not live without. Some oddballs in there. One's called Prince from Another Planet, and it's live from Madison Square Garden in the early 70s. And it's an Elvis live album, which is fantastic.
Huh.
I have a weird affinity for the Barry Gibb, Barbra Streisand "Guilty" record.
Yep.
I would say Led Zeppelin 2. I would say Back in Black.
Yep.
I would say that's how many is that, 4?
That's 4.
All right, let's chuck in Dark Side of the Moon just to get weird. Yeah.
Okay. I like Dark Side of the Moon. There's something about that album that if I listen to it in its entirety, and I've tested this out before, I go into a 2-week deep dark depression. I don't know what it is, but there's something about that album. I can listen to songs, but if I listen to the whole thing, just forget about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I never was into Pink Floyd growing up, and I discovered them later in life because I just didn't realize you had to listen to it kind of all at once. You know what I mean? That's how it's meant to be listened to. I listen to one song, I go, well, that's cool. But then I was like, it's not about the individual track. It's about the big picture, you know?
Hey, by the way, as a parting shot here, if you've never looked it up on YouTube or just listen to the music, Prince and a Microphone. Have you heard that?
No.
He does a whole song called Coffee and Cocaine, something like that.
I have to check this out immediately.
But just, tell your smart home speaker or whatever to play Prince and a Microphone and see if she brings it up. It's just Prince playing piano and singing. And it's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and it'll blow your mind, I guarantee it.
I'm like literally like writing this down right now on Notepad.
Hey, Des, I hope that we can get through this pandemic and see you back out on the road much sooner than later. I'm looking forward to watching your career take off, and the whole Black Sheep thing will fade away as soon as you've made your second $1 million, right? Then the family will be looking at you a little differently. Like, this kid knew what's going on.
This music, he might be onto something here.
Might be onto something. Hey,
thank you so much.
Great to see you, bud. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Take care.